Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all, I'm just when I don't know how y'all felt after you finished watching Grotesquerie, this last episode, episode 7, but it left me feeling away a little bit because I feel like what was we doing this entire time? Why is this? Because it need to go this way. You know how sometimes it be you try to send it one way. It's like, girl, don't send me that way right now. Not right now. Um. Anyway, I was left feeling like that because I feel like Ryan played in my face for 6 episodes, only to get here. And granted, when we wrap it all up, when it's all said and done and it's over, it all makes sense, but it's still like it was kind of anticlimactic for me, and especially as it pertains to Grotesquerie and his big reveal. Like we on a whole journey to finding out who Grotesquerie is, and then we finally get there, and you like pull the rug out from under us, and it's just like nothing. You have her pull the mask back, and we don't even see. Only to find out in the next episode, like in conversation, who it is. It wasn't no big reveal or nothing. I'm a little perturbed about that because isn't this about him? Anyway, let's get to the review. So Eddie Travis and Lois's daughter, so they're in love. They're in love, and they breaking the news to her. Her daughter was also cast for that show, Half Ton Trauma. She and Eddie, they're moving in together. You know, it's going to be in a gated community and all of that. And Lois is just sitting there drinking like, oh, gated community. Oh, okay. And she gonna open up a little bit herself, you know, telling her daughter that she and Eddie had a thing and that she even had him in her mouth. And he's like, stop it. Stop it. That did not happen. Cut it out. Now, you know that did not happen. I'm like, her drunk ass takes it further. You know, what you like about her? Her rolls, all the fat. You know, you enjoy lifting her rolls, or the impossible. You know, it's because it's impossible to find them pink holes. Is that what you like? I'm like, oh. Her daughters, don't be like that, please, mom. Just stop. The insults keep coming from Lois. Talking about the sludge through her veins, her blood. It's syrup. She's just gonna emphasize any way possible and as vividly as possible that her daughter is overweight. She's driving that point home. Eddie tells her, you know, that enough is enough. Get the fuck up. You're going to rehab. And you're going right now. And she's like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm grown. Y'all ain't tell me what the fuck to do. Eddie Travis, it's weird because from our vantage point, it does look like he flip-flopping. Or like, wait, what? I don't know. Because he acting like she's some charity case or, you know, I don't know. And he was just being nice. Because she's like, try to tell me that we ain't have nothing. He's like, making it seem like, you know, he's just an orderly. You know, he was just being nice to her. What do you say? You're mistaken. There was nothing between us. Eddie Travis, please. Because from what we saw. Anyway, she get up, knocks some glass off the table, and hobbles her drunk ass out the door. On the way home, she just throwing papers, clothes, everything, whatever is in this car. She throwing it out the front seat of the window. Front seat of the window. She throwing it out the window from the front. She went back to the hospital and she done changed her mind about her husband staying on life support. So she telling them, listen, we gonna go on and take him off. And while she's doing that, talking to the doctor, the nurse Red comes in there talking about, I overheard that there was some psychopathic drunk bitch around here, taking up your time. Do you need me to get her out of here? Lois, she said, listen, she in large and in motherfucking charge. She put her feet up on the table. Listen, y'all disconnecting the life support and you doing it now because she is the one that's over, she's his medical proxy. So get her done. Go in there and turn all that stuff off right now. She's in great spirits. It's just really weird. It's like, now that's done. We can go on. I can go on about my business. That's what I can do. She goes to the snack machine, stroll to the snack machine for a little treat. Then she goes back in there with her husband and sits with him. Nurse Red is also there, and she's like, "Girl, go ahead, say what you need to say to him. Listen, I feel bad for you. I know that you was his true love. I know that. That ain't lost on me. So you go ahead and say what you need to say. I'm going on over here and sit down and get this, get his favorite poem, because we're going to read that, take some shots, and then we're going to get up out of here." And she reading the poem like she reading the newspaper. Very, very casual, very cavalier. And then he flatlines, and she tossed the book on him. All right, we can go on. Well, I'm like, y'all ready for a toast? She walk out. While she's walking out the hospital, the lights are like cutting off behind her. That's daunting, but of course it's foreshadowing. Outside, she's at, I don't know where she at. I don't know how she got here, because now she's at, is this a church? She was somewhere. And she runs into her wife in real life, the other Mrs. Betts. Does she identify as? I'm not trying to be. It's just that she is very masculine presenting, and so like I don't want to assume her pronouns. If that's not what she or they is given, and I don't know her name. Anyway, she ran into wifey. In the outside, she's smoking weed. Lois like, girl, are you crazy? You can put that out, or take a walk, do something. Lois goes in there. She walking the crime scene. It's where the priest lives. That's where they at. She finds a room where he got all the pages of the Bible tacked to the wall. Amongst everything, all the evidence is there. In a book, where all the cases are like described out in detail, and it's literally like a plan. Honestly, the plan, everything is written out. The plan is written out in detail. She finds a doctor's note where it says that a patient's organs are no longer functioning and that they need to terminate life support. And she just stands there looking at it, and I'm like, she the one on life support. Megan, she in there meeting with a couple of priests. They want her to keep writing on this grotesque, because it's bringing in the people, bringing in the money. That's what we need. And she's like, okay, I'll do it, but I'm editor and publisher, and I want to hire 3 more writers. Thank you. Lois, she gets the red carpet laid out for her for solving the case. Everybody's clapping for her. It's congratulations, balloons and cake and all of that. Her friend, the lady that she was working with, pulls her into the office, and child, they letting her go. She like, I'm not gonna resign. And she like, listen, it's really nothing you can do about it, girl. This is just what it is. And Lois, she's upset. She's like, girl, just wake up. And then that's when we really know. It's like solidified. Yes, sis is out. She out. She's in a comatose state. Absolutely. It's her. Because when she leaves, she walks out of the room, and now the balloons are saying get well soon and all of that. She's realizing that all this time she has not been up, walking around, moving around. This has all been a dream. We got Al Green spinning on the records. Megan and Lois, they cooking. Lois is cooking actually, and Megan is just there. Is she there? And this is odd. I guess the more odd things got. Listen, I'll just get there. I'll get there. I'll get to my synopsis at the end. Let me get through the review. They're there at the house cooking, and Lois, she starts telling Megan how, I can't believe how, because this is also when we find out that the priest is the one that did all of this. And so she's just like, you recovered real fast. Girl, that's just amazing. It was almost, kind of ironic how it all happened, like almost like it was planned, a little bit, sort of. Very, very, very showy. Like you did that, it was calculated. Then she asked about Grotesquerie, who is the priest. Was he into Arsenal cosplay? And that y'all seem close. And Megan, she starts, eating bread. She drinking water. She looking real nervous. Walking around in a circle in the kitchen, telling her, you must be drunk, girl, if you're accusing me of doing this. Megan, she also has on red bottoms, and this is weird. And so then Lois gives us a lesson. I mean, not a lesson, but a little backstory, some interesting facts on how the red bottoms came about. Lois, we're very suspicious of Megan, very suspicious of her. While Lois is giving her spiel, like I said, Megan is acting very nervous. And so she's absolutely an accomplice of some sort in what you call this mine. Or maybe we'll get there. Because I just had an epiphany just then, but I don't want to get off topic. I don't want to pull myself from this. Anyway, so while Lois is standing there like really laying it all out, everything she's, all her theories and hypothesis and everything, Megan is standing in front of the cutting board. So she grabs a knife. She got it behind her back now. Then she starts cutting on her leg a little bit. But before she knows it, Megan hollers out, blasphemy! And runs at her with the knife and just stabs her, tries to stab her. Lois has to beat her ass, but then it doesn't work. She ends up, she picks up the pot of boiling water, pours it on her, and like bams her upside the head, but she was stabbed. So the girl did get her, and she had to pull the knife out of her, and she tries to crawl to the gun that's on the floor. And Megan pulls her back and just stabs her repeatedly. Over at the jazz bar, now we see her husband, Marshall. He's out with their daughter and Eddie Travis. It is the complete opposite. Eddie Travis is a drunk. He looks disheveled and just trashy. And his wife, who is their daughter, she's the one that's sitting there emasculating him. He's this, he's that. She's the one with 2 doctorates, literally curing cancer. She's a bitch. She's a bitch. But rightfully so, because she found out that Eddie Travis was sleeping with her mama, and they've been sleeping together for the past 2 years. This is Lois's husband's first time hearing this. But anyway, he go over there cause she's the one on life support in real life, in real time. He go and sit with her, and he lean into her, tell her, listen, I really hope that when we take you off of this, that you can feel pain and that you can feel fear, because like I don't know what you felt when you wrapped your legs around your son-in-law. Like he all in her ear saying all of that. Because I'm assuming all that time he had been the one doting on her and loving on her, which was keeping her there, because he gives her this whole spiel about how he believed that she was still there. Even though the doctors were saying she was gone. Like, her subconsciousness was gone. No. He felt like she was still there. But he ready to go on and pull the plug now. It's time for her to go. On the way out, he throws the flowers on the side. He throw them in the trash, and he goes sit with the doctor and tells the doctor it's time. Find something to do with the body. I don't want it. Give it to science. I don't know I don't care what you do with it. I don't want it. He go back into her room and says good night. And that's that on that. Nurse Red, who is really his mistress, she over there on OnlyFans dancing and shaking her shimmy. And he in there drinking, all upset after finding out about her affair. She like, so you the only one that can have an affair? We've been doing this for 5 years. She ain't got no sympathy for him. And good on you, Nurse Red. Good on you. Because, please. And then the apartment that they're in, he was paying for it. Her apartment, of course. You was doing all that and you got the nerve. Okay, Marshall. She says she headed out. I can't be around you. Bye. She ended up leaving. Megan, she's the chief in real time, not the nun. I'm still trying to figure out who this nun is really, like why we had the nun in the story, or in her mind. Either way, Megan is not the nun. She's the chief. And the man coming there telling her that Andrea's family, the lady that was in her haze dream, Andrea that jumped out of the car bloody and beaten up, her, yeah, in real life, she passed away because she was an abuse victim, a domestic violence victim, and her family is suing because they feel like Lois didn't do all that she could do to save that girl's life. They didn't arrest that man. They feel like she dropped the ball on the case. And then he tells her, and also the doctors, they called and they said that it's time to pull the plug on Lois. And so Megan says she want to be there, so she got to head on over there. Lois's doctor is the priest that was from her subconscious mind, Grotesquerie. He walks in. I mean, he's walking Lois and not Lois, but her husband, Marshall, and their daughter through the paperwork and all of that. Marshall ready to sign all the papers and get it over with. He sees Megan coming in the doorway like, get the fuck out of here. She ain't like you. You was trying to take her job, girl. She hated you. She despised you, loathed you entirely. And Megan's like, we might have had our problems, but I looked up to her. Did you? Okay. Marshall, once Eddie Travis also shows up, no, get from round here. He don't want none of y'all there. His daughter is like, listen, let them come say their goodbyes. Listen, like what? Let them, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Because the doctor, Grotesquerie, priest man, he ready to go on and inject her and do whatever he got to do so that we can get the process rolling with cutting off the machines. And so is Marshall, because he's demanding it. And she's like, listen, unless you want a lawsuit, unless you want the lawyers on your ass, you hold tight. Now you let these people come in here and say goodbye. I'm going to go on over here and I'm going to turn on Mama's favorite song. She forgives her mother for whatever. She puts on the favorite song. And in her subconscious, she's still fighting sister Megan, and they in a tussle. They are in a tussle, which is really her fighting for her life. She fighting, and she's giving it a good fight. And they're going through the procedure, and put the stuff in there in her IV, and they turning off all the machines and everything, and the lights are flickering, off, like it's a hallway. And her daughter is like, just go, Mom, just go. And so she does, essentially, sort of. You can see her spirit lifting up off of her body, and like she's raising up, and she can see it too. She can see herself above everybody in the room. And in her subconscious, she fighting, and she gets that gun. And she blows Megan's head off. Okay, it explodes like. And all of a sudden, they start hearing a heartbeat again. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. She breathing on her own. She back. And that's the end. That's how I was left sitting like, okay, Ryan. You owe me. You owe me something better. You owe me something better. Like there are rumblings about American Horror Story, being back on the scene, and this last one with Kim and them, absolutely not. Don't you do that, please. It hasn't been good since. Now see, I like 1984. I didn't like Rowan. After COVID, it was like hit and miss for me. I would like it, then I wouldn't, then it was getting like that. We were solid up until COVID. Because Murder House is 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for Murder House. I might need to go back and watch some of the old ones and review it anyway. I feel like the people remember. My reviews are entertaining enough for you to fall back in, I might do that because, it's spooky season. I love a good spooky review. And Murder House was good. Coven was the best. But this right here, Ryan, you owe me in making a very good season of American Horror Story, because I've been not just me. I'm sure other AHS fans have been very disappointed with what you've been giving us in the AHS universe. And this right here, it's because it's just like, what were we doing? Why was she the nun? I mean, why was Megan the nun? Like, was she that much in your head? Megan in real life? Cause she was trying to take your job and all of that. Was she that much in your head and you like, that bitch is not finna come from my job? I'm getting the fuck up out of this coma. Was it like that? And is that why she signified, like why she was working so closely with her, because she was actually maybe like her partner or something? I don't know. But she wasn't here for Megan. Not the real one. Not the one in her subconscious. Not here for her. And I'm wondering if Nurse Red really, told her about her affair with her husband, because she found out about it in her subconscious. So I'm wondering if she knew, if Red went around there and told her while she was, in that coma. Anyway, that's the end of Grotesquerie. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.